Hello and welcome to episode number 41 of WITM. And we don't quite know what to expect quite yet. We don't know what our episode 41 match is yet. But hopefully, to give us a little clarity, is surprisingly Triple H, the former COO of 205 Live, now back to his duties as COO of WWE, but with Vince, since he won their bet constantly over his shoulder. Let's hear what Triple H has to say. Grand Rapids, are you ready for Monday Night Raw? And the crowd cheers. I can't hear you. I said, are you ready? And the crowd cheers louder. That's better. Now, Mr. McMahon wanted to be here tonight to run the show as usual. However, it's wintertime in Michigan, and so Vince was not able to make it tonight due to the snowstorm in the area. Which means that for tonight, things are as they should be. That's right, I'm in charge. So let's kick things off tonight by having one of Grand Rapids' favorite sons come out here tonight. Grand Rapids, give a warm welcome to the former Universal Champion, the Laughing Evangelist, Gerald. Now, Gerald, I'm sure you wanted to come down here tonight and from your hometown with your Universal Championship in tow. Unfortunately, things didn't pan out that way, and we have a new Universal Champion, Kevin Owens. However, keep your head held high, Gerald, because what you've done is very impressive. And I think I can speak for everyone here tonight when I say we are mighty proud of you. And so, as the man in charge tonight, I want to put you in a special match in your hometown. Your opponent, however, is a man who specifically requested a match with you tonight. His identity? Well, you'll find that out later. It's going to be Gerald versus a mystery opponent. In Grand Rapids, rest assured, you won't be disappointed. Enjoy the show, everyone. Alright, so Gerald will be taking on a mystery opponent tonight. Who is his opponent going to be? The only clue we have is that the Grand Rapids crowd will not be disappointed. For the first time in quite some time, Gerald will be fighting as a non-champion. Can he bounce back from the loss of his Universal Championship and Intercontinental Championship with a victory over his mystery opponent tonight? Let's find out and get our match, Gerald versus a mystery opponent, underway.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Grand Rapids, Michigan, weighing in at 225 pounds, Gerald.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for one-on-one action.
And Michael, it sounds to me like this crowd already picked the one who they want to win this match.
Guys, I'd say these superstars look more than ready to get this match started.
I'd agree with that, Cole.
And who is Gerald's mystery opponent? Well, that's Andrew, the Cruiserweight Champion, but he was fired 3 weeks ago. It looks like Triple H is going to allow Andrew to compete tonight.
Big-time singles matches on deck here, and Byron, what should we expect to see here tonight?
Well, given the shape these superstars appear to be in here tonight, I fully expect to see one of the most competitive matches we've seen in a very long time.
What about you, Byron? He obviously looks good physically, but do you think he's mentally prepared for tonight's match?
If he's not, we're going to find out very early on. Guys have a way of smelling intimidation and taking advantage of it. If your head's not at 100%, you're in big...
There's the bell. This match is underway, and the former Cruiserweight champion still coming down to the ring with his championship is Gerald's mystery opponent tonight. It looks like Triple H, the man in charge tonight, has allowed Andrew to compete, and it's going to be a quick one. There's the flatline. There's the match, or at least, no, not quite yet. Gerald able to do what very few people can do, power out of that flatline. Andrew coming around the gate, looking to make a statement. Remember, Cedric Alexander appeared on Raw last week, attacking the Royal Rumble winner and now new Intercontinental Champion Bobby Roode. Gerald came to Bobby Roode's aid, attacking Cedric Alexander, and Andrew confronted Gerald, his real-life friend, saying, "I thought you were my friend. I thought you were my ally. I thought I knew you better. What are you doing? You have to pay just like everybody else." And now, apparently that has led to this match tonight. Gerald taking on Andrew, who is not currently signed to a WWE contract. He was fired 3 weeks ago by Vince McMahon. Gerald with the big boot, looking to make a comeback in this match, and now looking for the spear. Can Gerald pull off a massive upset and defeat Andrew? Not quite yet. Andrew with the spear, looking for the second flatline in this match. There's the flat line, but Gerald gets the rope break. Gerald gets out of 2 flat lines. Very, very difficult to do. Forces Gerald up. It's good to see Andrew back in action at least, even though he's not signed to a WWE contract. It is good to see Andrew back in action in a bit of a dream match. WITM member versus WITM member. The two men who have dominated Season 4 so far. Andrew and Gerald. And they take the fight to the outside. Andrew is very, very dangerous out here. This is where he earned the nickname the Hardcore Icon. Outer strip back into the ring. Rolling knee bar. Close to center ring. Nowhere to go. Can Gerald break the hold? No, he cannot. Gerald gets out of 2 flat lines, but will tap to the rolling knee bar. Andrew making a statement, returning to action despite not having signed another WWE contract, and picking up a victory over Gerald.
Well, the last match did not disappoint, and now we're on to the next matchup on the card. Singles match on tap next.
Alright, and following that matchup, I hear there are some developments going on as the Raw Tag Team Champions Scott Dawson and Dash Router, the Revival, were on their way to the to the ring. Something has happened. Let's see what has developed. And that's Drew Gulak and Tony Nese of the Cruiserweight division attacking the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Revival. They, of course, are Cruiserweights, fired 3 weeks ago with the rest of the Cruiserweight division. Not supposed to be here tonight, but it's starting to look like Triple H, perhaps, being in charge tonight, has allowed the Cruiserweights, despite them not being under WWE contract right now, to have free reign tonight. First Andrew competing against Gerald and winning, and now Tony Nese and Drew Gulak trying to make a statement, attacking the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Revival. Vince McMahon, wherever he may be, I'm sure is watching tonight, and I'm sure is very unpleased with what Triple H has allowed to transpire tonight on Raw. But Raw rolls on, so let's get you some of your Raw results. Very interesting development so far with Triple H in control. We know he was the former COO, 205 Live. He said he always has a plan B, and so far we've seen Andrew, the former Cruiserweight Champion, in a match against Gerald of Raw.
What match is in the books, and we're on to the next. Singles action on tap right now.
And we have seen Tony Nese and Drew Gulak of the Cruiserweight division attack the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Revival. Well, and I did not mean to load that match, but while
It's Bray Wyatt against Braun Strowman. Oh, I cannot wait.
and I'll have to exit this now, but while this is loading, I will tell you that I have heard that there has been another development here on Raw, so let's see what that is. Well, Kevin Owens, the Universal Champion, on his way to the ring to main event against Hideo Itami, or to main event against Randy Orton, but that's Hideo Itami, who has somehow made his way backstage of the Cruiserweight division, now fighting backstage with the Universal Champion Kevin Owens. So it looks like the Cruiserweights are making targets of some of the main people who are supposed to be involved at WrestleMania. The Raw Tag Team Champions, the Revival, the Intercontinental Champion and Royal Rumble winner, Kevin Owens' challenger at WrestleMania, Bobby Roode. And now the Universal Champion, Kevin Owens, being attacked by Hideo Itami. And they are now brawling backstage. Owens in firm control, fighting off one of the newest cruiserweights today with Tommy, but will likely not be able to compete tonight in the main event following this attack. Tommy driving Owens into some lockers, and Owens just shoving Tommy aside. Owens sitting Tommy into a trunk. Reversal by Tommy. And a head scissors. Forces Owens up. Irish whip into the wall. Elbow strike from Tommy. And a reversal into a powerbomb by Kevin Owens. Irish whip into a trunk by Owens. Fireman's carry on top of the trunk from Owens with Tommy. And now a stomp to the head of Tommy by Kevin Owens. Forces Tommy up. And Tommy able to fight off The fireman's carry with a series of elbows. Reversal from Owens with an elbow. Huge elbow strike. Pump handle slam from Owens. And Kevin Owens. Well, I thought this was over, but this continues. Owens attacking the head of Tommy. Forces Tommy up. In the background is Xavier Woods getting interviewed by Renee Young. Pile driver into the ground from Kevin Owens. He is able to successfully dispatch of the cruiserweight Hideo Itami, but will likely now not get to compete in the main event against Randy Orton, as he has suffered damage backstage in an unsanctioned match from Hideo Itami. And I just received word that something else is going on. As some of the cruiserweights we saw earlier are now making their way to the ring. Let's see what is transpiring there. Alright, so three of the cruiserweights we saw before. The former cruiserweight champion Andrew, who competed in a match against Gerald and won. Tony Nese and Drew Gulak, who attacked the Revival earlier, coming to the ring together to the theme song of 205 Live that was canceled 3 weeks ago when the cruiserweight division was canceled and the cruiserweights were fired. And coming out all wearing shirts saying CWO. What could this mean? Well, Andrew has a microphone and is about to speak. Are we about to get some answers? Let's hear what Andrew has to say. I didn't want it to come to this. We didn't want it to come to this. Having to resort to attacking Raw superstars. But Vince, all we are doing is what you've done to us. You have ruthlessly and viciously done everything you can to shut down our show, to end our opportunities, our careers, and our livelihoods. So now, we're taking over what belongs to you. Introducing the CWO, the Cruiserweight World Order. And trust me when I tell you, we're just getting started. Alright, so it sounds like the men we saw earlier from the former Cruiserweight division, Andrew, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and Hideo Itami, we can assume Cedric Alexander, who we saw last week, are united under a banner now called the CWO, the Cruiserweight World Order. And Andrew said, what you saw tonight is just the beginning. We are just getting started. So does that mean we're going to be seeing more cruiserweights, more of the CWO in the future? How will Vince McMahon, who could not make it tonight due to inclement weather, react to this? We will have to wait and see. Definite intrigue that will be interesting to see how it pans out in the future as the road to WrestleMania marches on. But for now, let's get our results from Raw. Zack Ryder with an upset victory over the Intercontinental Champion and Royal Rumble winner Bobby Roode. That is a non-title victory and is good for 2 spots up in the Intercontinental title rankings for Zack Ryder. Andrew, despite not currently being a WWE superstar, in a match tonight defeating Gerald. Alicia Fox with a victory over Asuka. Absolution, represented by Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, defeating the team of Nikki Cross and Ember Moon. The Miz in a call-out promo, calling out Finn Balor and winning that promo battle. Bray Wyatt defeating his former Wyatt family disciple, Braun Strowman. And we saw Kevin Owens, the Universal Champion, win a backstage brawl with Cruiserweight Hideo Itami. And how does that affect the rankings on Raw? Let's find out. Starting with the Raw women. Alicia Fox defeated Asuka. Fox moves up to number 3. Asuka falls to number 8. But Nikki Cross lost as well, so Nikki moves down to number 9. Dana Brooke moves up to number 8. Absolution, represented by Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, defeated Nikki Cross and Ember Moon. Rose is already champion. Deville moves up to number 4, swapping spots with Ember Moon. And Cross already moved down to number 9. And the top 5 contenders to Mandy Rose's Raw Women's Championship. Number 1, Nikki Bella. Number 2, Bayley. Number 3, Alicia Fox. Number 4, Sonya Deville. And number 5, Ember Moon. And now the Raw Tag Team Championship rankings. We did not have a men's tag team match tonight, so they remain the same. The Revival are the Raw Tag Team Champions. Their top 5 contenders are number 1, The Bar. Number 2, The Miz Taraj. Number 3, Sanity. Number 4, The Usos. And number 5, The Authors of Pain. And now the Intercontinental Championship rankings. Zack Ryder defeated Bobby Roode. That is a non-title victory, so Ryder moves up 2 spots to number 12. Andrew defeated Gerald. I am not going to count that against Gerald, however, because that was not technically a sanctioned match, because Andrew is not a WWE superstar. So I'm going to consider that as if it was a no decision for Gerald, and he remains at number 6. And Bray Wyatt defeated Braun Strowman. Wyatt is not in these rankings, but Strowman moves down to number 14. And the top 5 contenders to Bobby Roode's Intercontinental Championship. Number 1, The Miz. Number 2, Kevin Owens. Number 3, Xavier Woods. Number 4, Big Cass. And number 5, Apollo Crews. And now the Universal Championship rankings. Zack Ryder defeated Bobby Roode. Roode moves down to number 2. Gerald with a technical no decision since he faced a non-WWE contracted opponent is going to move back to the number 1 contendership. Bray Wyatt defeated Braun Strowman. He moves up to number 5. Now, of course, Bobby Roode will be the next man to challenge for the Universal Championship since he won the Royal Rumble. But as of right now, following WrestleMania, the contenders will be number 1, Gerald. Number 2, Bobby Roode. Number 3, Randy Orton. Number 4, Brock Lesnar. And number 5, Bray Wyatt. Now we move on to SmackDown Live. Are we finally going to see Dalton Roush in action for the first time in quite some time? We are not, but there is going to be a storyline event taking place on SmackDown Live. So we are going to call it an episode here. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Lots of interesting developments. We had Andrew in a non-sanctioned match against Gerald, Grand Rapids Michigander versus Grand Rapids Michigander, WITM member versus WITM member. We saw Neeson Gulak attack the Revival. We saw Hideo Itami attack the Universal Champion Kevin Owens backstage. And we found out that there was a purpose to that. Andrew, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, Hideo Itami, and Cedric Alexander, we can assume, all united now under the banner the Cruiserweight World Order, CWO. Will we see the CWO make an appearance on SmackDown Live? Will any of this involve Dalton Roush of SmackDown Live? we find out in episode number 42. If you enjoyed episode 41, be sure to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you haven't yet so you're alerted when new WITM episodes are released and you do not miss a moment of our road to WrestleMania. Until episode 42, this is Corey with WITM, Kyle Wrestling, signing off.